Hello, it's Mr. Rio here, and I'm going to help you with the word assignments for this week for drawing. Drawing might be a little bit of a misnomer because we're really going to be working with shapes. And there'll be some lines in there, some fills. I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to make a couple of things. And so it's really going to be working with shapes. So I should probably call it more of a shapes assignment than a draw assignment. Now, I happen to have the Mac version of Word open. I was on the Windows version this morning down in Mr. Knickerbocker's room. I do realize this draw um, toolbar here on the Mac version does not exist, at least on the version I saw, the Windows version. So I'm not going to cover that. You don't have to know that. If you have a Mac and you want to use those tools, great. If you don't, I don't know why they're not on the Windows version, apparently. So we're just going to focus on shapes. So if you click on the insert menu, and I realize on the Mac it looks a little bit different, but it's pretty darn close. Okay, you do have shapes. Okay, I was on it today. Now if you don't find it, then that's the other video I posted was about the web-only version of Microsoft Word. I go over that, I tell you what it is, don't recommend it, don't use it for this class, you should have the full version. And beginning of the class, first week or two, I went over how to get that for free if you don't already have it on the computer you're using. If you have the school issued computers, you have it. If you don't, you can go to the tutorials, go back. If you skipped over all that stuff, missed a lot of important information, go back and re-watch it or watch the stuff you never watched in the first place. And you will learn about how to install Office 365 and get the full version on whatever computer you're using for free. It could be a Windows computer, Mac computer, whatever. So you need the full version to do these assignments. There's just the web version just way too limited. Okay, either way, without further ado, we're on the insert menu, and like I said, they got shapes on the Windows one. I know that. I was on it today. Okay, but it may look a little different when I pull this down. Here's the Mac version. The Windows version I think is awfully similar. But basically, let's take a quick look here. There's a bunch of categories of shapes. Okay, first you got your most recently used ones, which they'll change as you use various shapes. I'm going to go straight to the lines. We're going to do the lines first, and I'm going to click on the first line there. Now I get a crosshair now in my tool, and I can literally just draw a line. It can just be straight like that. I let go, and there's handles on it. Now if I click on the handles, I can resize my line. I can change direction of my line. That's how this works. And this is how the other shapes are going to work. They're going to have handles and options for editing them. Now if I go up above here, there's some editing options. I'm going to go straight to this one right here. And the Windows one, like I said, might look a tiny bit different, but there is a way that you can change the color of the line. If you look under it, there should be a place for weight. It'd be the thickness of the line. For some weird reason, you want to make it into dashes or arrows, you can do that. Okay, they also have special lines just for that purpose. So that would be the lines. Now if I deselect it, it brings me back, it probably goes back to home. So you probably have to keep going back to insert and then go back under shapes. Now I'm going to go, now these other ones, these arrows and that are under lines. There's also some lines that are like freehand, like drawing with a pencil, and that freeform, for example. If I click on that one, I can now just draw. And when I let go, well, notice I let go and I can keep pulling, I can click, I can pull a different direction, click, go a different direction, click. Now if I want to end this, because this just keeps going on, okay, then maybe I go back to the beginning. And then now if I go to beginning, it'll automatically just finish. If not, you just double click and then you get handles on it. Then if you get handles on it, you can use the handles to resize it. And this handle up here is to rotate it. Okay, so I'm going to deselect that. Now I'm going to go back to insert, back to shapes, and I'm going to go to rectangle, which is one of the most common ones that you use. So I'm going to drag a rectangle here. Now it has a fill. By default, it's probably blue. That's what mine is. I'm going to go up here. Now I can do the line or the fill. They're two different things. The fill is all this in the middle, and the line is on the outside. So I'm first going to click here under fill, and I'm going to do a light gray fill. Then I'm going to click under the line here, And I'm going to I'm going to click here for more colors. And I use the colored pencil option. There are other options here for picking colors. And I will do a dark blue line and hit OK. Now I could make my line thicker so you can see it better. So I go back under line, I go to weight, make it thicker. So that's how I do that. Now I'm going to go back to insert, back to shapes. Now you can put stuff over this. Say this is going to be the star of a house. I can click here on rectangle, and I could drag a rectangle right there, and there's a door. And I could change the fill on it, do a different color, okay, do a different line around it, and deselect. Then say I want to put a window on my house. So I go back up here to insert, go back to shapes. Now I could do the regular rectangle or rounded rectangle. The rounded one puts little rounded edges in the corner. So I'm going to do rounded for my window. I'm going to click that, drag a window here, pretend it's a big window in the front of my house, and I'm going to give it a little different fill. Maybe I want to give it a light blue fill, and I deselect. Now I could change the view I'm looking here by dragging. Now on the Mac it's down here. You have to look around on a Windows computer, or even go to the view menu and see if there's some options there. You can zoom in and so forth. Okay, now to draw like a car, probably what I would do is go to insert, go to shapes. I'd probably start with a rectangle, maybe a rounded rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to start with something like that. Okay, I'm going to change the color because I want my car to be a different color. Maybe I want a red car. Oh, that's the outside line. I do the fill. Do a maroon car with a red outside line. Okay, there's the star of my car. Now I'm going to get some circles. How do I get a circle? I click on insert, go to shape. Whoops, sorry about that. I go to it's actually called the oval tool. I click on it. I hold down the shift key and drag. Now the reason I hold down the shift key because it gives me a perfect circle. And I let go. I copy this, Command copy, Command C, or Control C if you're on a Windows computer. Then I do paste. So now I got two of them. Okay, I could put one there and one there. Now, I know tires are normally black. If you want to change it to black, you want to leave it on a different color. It's just more of a practice assignment. Now, I could put for my tires, maybe I want the tires behind so it looks like they're like inside something. Okay, these are now shapes overlapping each other. So you can arrange them. So I'm going to double click on here. If I double click, it comes up with a shape format tool. And if I go over here to arrange, it's over here on the side. Now on the Windows one, it might be a tiny bit different. Look around for arrange. And then they got something called send backward. So I click on that, and it sends it behind that. Then I got to click on my other wheel, and I click back up here, and I do send backward again, and I deselect. So that allows me to have the tires behind there. Are these tires perfect? No, but it's a start. Now the top of my car keeps defaulting there. I don't know why. Okay, top of my car. Whoops, can't move that just yet. I'm going to click back on shapes. Go to insert. Go to shapes. I'm going to say, what shape could look like the top of a car? Well, good question. There's no one right answer. You can try anything. You can do a couple of shapes combined. It may not be one shape that does it. I'm going to try this one here. It's kind of a strange looking one. I'm going to drag it out, and it looks something like that. Okay? It looks a bit like a car. And I'm going to change my fill here, give it a little different color here. Now I could then put some lines for doors. So I'm going to go back to insert, go back to shapes, find just a basic line. Put it on here. You can't see it real good. So when it's selected, I'm going to click on the line, go to weight, make it thicker, go to maybe black. Now if I want to have more than one that are about the same, when it's selected like this, I can do a copy and then paste, and it gives me another one here. I can do something like that. Maybe I want a third one. Okay, it's starting to look like a car. Now you can imagine with all the shapes, I'm not going to take time here. I don't know why mine keeps going down like that here, something weird here. But you can see there's all kind of shapes in here. Now once you start playing with the shapes and trying different things out, I'm going to give you a little more flexibility on the assignment. If you're watching this and you want to just make some stuff overlapping some shapes and doing different colors and just being creative, and make a couple of those, not necessarily a car or a house, but you're doing something creative with them, doing different colors, different fills, different lines. Go ahead and do that. You kind of be your own little artistic creation. Okay, but have at least 3 shapes per art, and do some things with the fills and that. Now the fills can be more than just colors. I'll just do one example of the fills. I'll go up to shapes. I'll just get a rectangle. I'll just draw it here, or it's kind of more like a square. Now for fills here, well, I've been doing colors, but you could do a gradient, be something like that. And I'm showing you just a little what you can do here. You can do a texture, make it look like wood. You could go to, yeah, there's more colors. You can do a picture. There's all kinds of things you can do here. Now they got some pre-made ones you can put on. And there's a lot of other things up here I'm not covering right now. Sorry about that, I choked. There isn't time to retape this. So I'm going to put this here up. It should help you with the shapes. You can make some cool stuff. Have fun with it. Do a good faith effort. And make 3 different things. And if it doesn't fit neatly on the list, just be creative and make what you can. Okay, hopefully this will help. Good luck.